let's do this. So hello there everybody, welcome back for another week of Wargames Tutorial Thursday with your host, your favorite Finn TMS, or well, so far their lack of. Just a moment, seems like our let's reduce the in-game volume just like that. Oh. Well then, that was a quick Wargames Tutorial Thursday. Yeah, well, we are bleeding out to our death here before we get eliminated. Let's start with the weekly news, aka there's a Halloween update that is out with, as you could see, the CTR was wearing a pumpkin head. There are some new audio effects. You could hear like this. Well, maybe you couldn't hear. Well, either way, there are some new effects going on here and there, and yeah. Now that the whole Halloween thing is done, they are moving back to the update 29. And, yeah. So that's more or less the news for this week, I guess. Well, I forgot the intro. I haven't been online for a while. I have been busy with my work. And I just don't have... Oh, we're gonna join the next one. So, it seems like the Halloween Battle Royale is, as it is, it's a hardcore mode where the only way you can win is either survive or collect 30,000 points. So that's the Halloween event going on. We'll have a closer look at that once it's done. But now, let's get to the speculation of up to it. Now, there's been a whole bunch of discussion on the developer section for these past months, but I haven't paid that much attention to it. In the grand scheme of things, nothing special. Let's do a... shameless self-promote there. Alright, let's take a... let's take that another shot, shall we? Or not? Isn't it not functioning properly? I presume... Okay, yeah, I guess it eliminated me because I left the game. Awesome. No, it's restarting. I presume there's some stuff going on the background by what's his name. I presume this is manually restarted by Powerman. But yeah. So let's get to some speculation about what could be in up to 29. Honestly, not a clue. And let's just do this. I'm trying to improve my stuff here. Sorry, as you can see, I have a new layout. I've been busy playing a different game and stuff like that. Whatever, I also had a computer wipe. Well, I wiped it voluntarily into your computer. So there's that. Alright, let's see if this one works. Alright, here we go. So, let's do this. I'm not gonna do the intro again, but without further ado. So, as you can see, we got some Halloween stuff going on. There's an evil pumpkin in our visor. And it seems like we can't open our visor, actually. Or I have simply refined it to a location where I don't know where it would go. I nearly pressed K to eliminate myself. But yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, to reset the server. So we got a evil pumpkin here. And it's hardcore. Okay, enough getting sidetracked. What could be an up to 29? Honestly, not a clue. However, what I think should be in there. As I quickly hide in here to change some of these settings that I don't like. I have no idea why they didn't change any of this. There we go. Or rather, why didn't it save it last time I played the game? So, if you guys remember, around this time last year, there were a whole bunch of stuff near the Christmas happening on a Trello. So, a lot of them were Christmas related, and while others were not. As such, what I think should be happening with the up to 829, or now that they have returned on working on it, they should bring those back to the table. Now they have time to get it all up and ready. It's not just the Christmas things. Those were some new features, like I believe Grenade was one of them, amongst the other things. Whoops, spoiler alert. But I'm fairly sure it was said out loud multiple times that indeed, like, a Grenade one was definitely revealed from what I can remember, etc. But there were a whole bunch of other features, and now it would be a perfect time to not only go back to the Christmas event they had, but also polish and finish up those other features they were up doing. And that's what is my proposal for the up to 829. I am actually not sure what are they planning, if anything. On the side note, I'm still working on my Twitch settings, so let's hope they are all as they should be, amongst other things. I'm about to find out after the stream how it looks, but hopefully. Very ominous indeed. So we got new audio effects along with the CTRs being protected by a helmet, essentially. Oh, you know, they could use this whole pumping thing for... You know, technically speaking, they already have an armor now with the whole pumpkin being, you know, protecting them from the headshots. Yeah. So, they made this thing for the shits and giggles, essentially for the Halloween, and without realizing it, they have more or less done the groundwork for the armor system. So... well, at least for the CTRs, anyway. Now, one thing I say that there is a sound effect for when you break the pumpkins. And it decays way too quickly if you're far away. I think it should have been like booming, echoing. You know, to fit the whole Halloween feeling. It should have echo across the land, along with something. Yeah, that would have been a great Halloween thing. I think there might be some other stuff also, not just well, this. They also have created like a particle effects that seem to decay slowly into the ground or out of the world, which is nice. So they can do a whole bunch of new things with these effects now that they're actually introduced. Like, who knows, maybe that's what they're doing. They're testing the whole bunch of effects. Dun dun dun. No, I'm not giving them that much credit. But I'd say without realizing them, without fully realizing it, they have gone quite a bit ahead with these shits and giggles that can be used for something else. Although I think the whole pumpkin getting destroyed is fully scripted. Like, it always looks the same. I don't think you can, like... It would be cool if the pumpkin would sometimes, depending where it hits, maybe explode, maybe get split, so one half actually, like, if you shoot to the side, like a whole chunk comes off, but the pumpkin stays in, and if you score directly in between the eyes, that's when it explodes or something like that. That would have been cool. But, yeah. Who knows, maybe next thing that they can use this whole pumpkin thing is add the same effect to the visor. So if you were to shoot someone to the head, because they were talking about the whole killing time, and we know that the visors are supposed to be destructible. I don't think the visor itself is a separate entity from the helmet itself. But if it were, like, first one would shatter, or you would get like a shatterings depending where the bullet hits on the lens. Then you could have the lens just shatter on impact that destroys it. Or you could potentially have like I actually need to show you, like it would be cool if it would get like sort of tilted or fly off, because if you look at over here, these things are actually the connectors that hold the visor together. Oh well, there are some seals at the bottom of, obviously. I think that actually this whole thing around here might hold it together, but this is the main thing. So if you were to shoot this, you would potentially dislocate the entire visor. And shatter it fully. And seems like the bitrate is rather unstable. I'm not sure if that is something on my end or what. Everything looks as it should be here from what I can tell. So I think it's the server doesn't like what I'm sending to it. But let's hope the stream turns out okay. There we go. That's what it's supposed to be like, even further away, in my book, because, you know, most of the time you're engaging these CDRs, you don't actually hear that.
Access denied. To unlock this satellite
tower,
you first need to reach the vault inside operation.
Well then. I know my opponents are in ops, so...
Warning. Operation at 50% power.
Hamamonga just bit the dust, so if his friend the Wicked dies, I think that will end the game and make me the victorious winner. But yeah. And on a side note, when I said, you know, I've been busy with work, and I also been busy playing a classical game called Ragnarok Online. Just opened a new server that I've been part of. The grind fest of that game is quite something. And if you're interested, feel head over to Wargames. Well, if you know the game and you're on the new European server, Yeah. And well, there you guys have it, folks. I think for the rest of the discussion, I will actually head into do a mission, a Zelda Star Crown, unrealistic, cause why not?
Mission update. Star Crown Aerospace's IT
All right, we have
aerospace avionics center.
thing.
In preparation for their next project, we've been assigned to test the security of Star Crown's main research and development facility. Infiltrate the compound, locate the vault inside the research laboratory, and download the schematics of the Altier program. Combat training robots have been programmed to protect the area. Eliminate CTRs as necessary to infiltrate the facility undetected.
Now another cool feature, or I don't know, something for the up to 29. I have said it before that it could be they really shouldn't overhaul the missions yet because they are lacking in features.
This key card
But
unlocks the main gate and the outside storage area.
making a return to the I don't know, maybe add the limited ammo for every game mode along with the new things that they do, the grenades, stuff like that.
Mission update. Star Crown Aerospace's IT
Maybe that's something for the upgrade 28. Add some of the new things and rework all the old ones, like bring everything up to date. So let's say something like this aerospace. You could start off with 2 grenades and some clips of ammo, and you would have to make your way and scavenge stuff in here. You would find the ammo boxes, etc. You'd make good use of grenades, and then same for the multiplayer. Like instead of having 2 grenades, you would spawn with just 1. Because otherwise it turns into a spammer, so you would actually save. Oh, is that the textures and shadow quality that's causing that? Ah, there we go. Yeah, much better. And maybe separate the textures and the. Oh my god, this computer screen looks dreadful. Okay, sure. Oh, it's an elevator. Cool. As you can probably tell, I haven't played much of this mission. So you would actually properly infiltrate this facility and then maybe like find, like, let's see, you already got the security station here with these crates. Maybe add a button to open them up. So basically this whole thing would lift and it has some weapons and ammo, couple rifles maybe inside it for maybe like 2 players, etc. Because there were 2 guards here after all. Or maybe the rifles are on the CTRs and the and make it so that it's not just randomly spread out. It would actually make sense where the ammo is and where you can find more. The CTRs maybe would be carrying 1 or 2 extra mags on top of the one they have. And maybe even have the CTRs with limited ammunition, so they wouldn't be firing full auto. They would be firing single fire because they need to... Okay, maybe this is too advanced, but basically the CTRs would be conserving their ammo, because if they run out, they would run back to the... Sarah, please. They would have to go and resupply on maybe those things. So if you can't find a key card to maybe open the ammo crates, if you kill a CTR while it's resupplying the ammo, it would leave the doors open for you to access that ammunition crate. And yeah, I suck at this game. Wow. Incidentally, people have been talking that they want the they want to increase the time to kill, but like I don't know. That feels like already. If you're trying to be tactical and realistic, you can't increase this. Sarah, please. You can't really increase the time to kill as it is, because if you shoot something, it should look like it's actually doing something. And it is most definitely not doing much at the moment. I mean, I get it, it's a suppressor, so maybe that's the thing. Because, you know, well, it's a video game, and realistically speaking, if you are in a situation like this, you're not gonna go, like, full auto on something. In reality, you would be firing single fire, if even burst at all. And same should go for the CTRs, because you are not trying to maim, kill, and burn. It's not 40k like orcs where you gotta do stuff. Because that's more or less how it would go. Like, you'd put just enough rounds to make sure that the target's on the ground. You are not really spending like magazines to murder and maim everything that you come across. And also, it doesn't exactly help when you put someone like on the upper torso. Okay, maybe the CTRs are armored, so maybe that's the thing. But when you put 3 assault rifle rounds to someone's chest, and they just keep spreading away, it's not exactly realistic. Like that.
The gate to the main research building is controlled from the security building at the center of the facility. Access the officers building using one of the key cards from the barracks or storage areas.
But yeah, that's just my 5 cents about this whole thing. That's how I personally feel. How things should be. I understand if you got a shark monster coming at you, You know, you're not gonna be trying to conserve the ammunition at that point. You're just gonna go full ham. But we're not fighting sharks right now. We're not fighting creatures that have been made for some warfare. We are fighting supposedly fellow humans. As such, you would fight like you would against fellow humans. And that's the way I see it. Now, it would be interesting if you could make like a forced entry through the window, putting a couple of rounds in it.
This key card gives you access to the officer's building.
But yeah, that's my 5 cents about the whole matter. And also the weekly news and etc. I'll try to make this a weekly thing again. Well, that wasn't the officer's building. Okay, that's the security tower, I guess. This is the officer's building then? I mean, yeah, look at this. They have these things, so it would make sense if something was actually held in there, aside from personal items.
This key card gives you access to the security building.
Especially since you are in such a facility, and this is it's a fortress, essentially, so you would want your troops to have their weapons nearby when the alarm goes off. So yeah, the point I'm trying to make is that the fact that I need to go full order here is, I don't think it makes it, like, against fellow humans, unarmored, because it would make sense if there was an alarm, or if they are on duty, they would be armored, but like somebody in the security building, where essentially they are just looking at the cams, they should be unarmed. Well, not unarmed, but unarmored, because you know they are not going to be wearing that while sitting in the office chair. They would the vests, etc., would be here, and when the alarm goes off, the first thing they go is to arm up in here. So if you manage to sneak in, you shouldn't be forced to go full order on them, because they don't know you're coming. At most, they probably be lightly armed with pistols, not even rifles. And even if they did have rifles, well, like I said, who sits in the office chair with the full gear? It's like I was watching I think it's Maximus on YouTube, who is essentially a veteran who's been part of a tank crew. He's in Canadian Army, from what I can tell. And like, he has been on the field. He's been taking maintenance for the tanks, and he was going through the difference between the battlefield and Call of Duty mission on the tanks, and he pointed out how I probably wouldn't have noticed it, but when in the Call of Duty, the guys inside the tank were fully geared up with the infantry gear, and they had night vision goggles on top of everything. Like, why would somebody inside a tank be wearing not only night vision goggles, but a ballistic vest and a helmet, amongst the other things? Well, okay, helmet, yes, sure, Oh, yeah. You don't want to bump your head when you bump your tank on something. So, yeah, the helmet goes. But everything else, more or less, you don't have a ballistic vest inside a tank, let alone anything really else. Because the space is cramped. And it's not like you are gonna go into... well, so much for that. Yeah. But the point is, like, things should make sense. And they most definitely did not in that particular mission. Not to mention the tanks had a map of the globe Exerda on it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's special Wargames Tutorial Thursday. Like I said, I'm gonna try to start doing this more weekly often whenever I don't have work to do. And yeah, until next time, guys, see ya.